Good morning. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday. I wanted to start today something a little more interesting, so we got right into some pull-ups. We got the Frank Tank Pod today at 10 a.m., 10:30, Eastern. So it'll be between Wake Up Barstool and the Unnamed Show. And we'll include everything from the Devils preview as the season starts today, fuck my life, to Frank probably doing the gritty on the Yankees' grave, to Mikey Betts' gout update, and also for the very few legends that are watching this, Mikey Betts does have a little surprise in store for today that will be absolutely iconic. Looking on our balance now. So what we did today that was a little different was we opened by ripping a set of 15 pull-ups, which I was in the middle of as we went live. Which, needless to say, is a bit difficult when you're not even warm. But just a couple big circles with the arms, rip some pull-ups, and you start getting that heart rate going early, start getting that blood flow going early. That's where you start to warm up. Hardly slept last night, so the balance is hard. And we've done this week two 2-hour sessions and one 1 hour and 40-minute session. So our muscles are a bit battered, a bit worked. So I needed to switch up the warm-up today. Keep my body confused, keep myself fully locked in, and also making it a bit of a pick my journey type workout day, where I'm going to kind of make it up as I go. But we got our first set of pull-ups in. Let's just rip another. And every time you guys see me working on my bands, even stretches like this where we're working on our core, all of the crunches, all of the running, all of the twists, all of the band work, especially those reverse curls, they're all going to help. What's up, Florida Nightmare? What's up, Dave K? They're all going to help build up that strength and that control of your own body weight. And all of a sudden, pull-ups are going to become doable. You got to practice them. You got to start by hanging. But eventually, you'll start getting those sets of 3, those sets of 5, those sets of 10. I have a feeling the guy who takes up all the space is coming in soon. So we're going to bang out this warm-up and then get on the tread and start sweating. So donkey kicks and fire hydrants per usual. Let's come back to this view. Good morning, everybody. Pop up to our downward facing dog. Pedal our feet. What I mean by that is you'll see one leg goes straight as the heel touches the ground. The opposite leg bends. You're going to feel great stretching the calf of the leg that you're putting your heel down on. Come up, downward, into upward facing dog. Sailors lacrosse, shout out my high school lacrosse program. I also believe my former lacrosse coach, Coach Solomon, is coaching his last game today. I think of football, I guess. But he was my lacrosse coach growing up, Solomon, Solly. And we used to motherfuck him every now and then, but he was really one of the guys. And he coached us in a way that was not for the soft. And I think nowadays he probably would have gotten in trouble and fired very quickly because it was just a different era. So, for example, when we were sophomores, my best friend was already well on his way to becoming a Division I All-American captain midfielder in lacrosse. Ended up playing, I won't even say, I don't want to embarrass him. But anyways, he, as a sophomore, had his girlfriend break up with him and start dating a senior. Long story short, they decided to handle it in the parking lot after practice. And when coach came out, he simply asked, who was fighting? Why were they fighting? And who won? Once he had those three pieces of information, which was that my buddy was fighting, it was over a girl, and he knocked the shit out of that senior, went flying back and dented one of my other friend's cars with his body. Well, when Coach Solomon heard that, he said, I'll be in the locker room if you guys need anything. He didn't give a fuck. Because boys, you know, especially teenage boys, sometimes they fight. You don't need to throw someone off a sports team for it or ruin their lives. You just got to let them grow up a little. Shout out to Solomon. I also remember I got brought up to varsity when I was a sophomore. Even though I was really a basketball player, when they gave me a long pole and said, guard these white boys in cleats, I was like, all right, well, this is pretty easy. And Solomon brought me up. Then he made me a short stick midi, which I did not really like because I had terrible stick skills. So he put me in the sectional final game, I think, against John Jay. I went in, I immediately fucked up, and I think they scored a goal even. And when I went to the sideline, Coach Solomon looked me in the eye very calmly. He's always very nice to me. And he said, Jenks, go to the bench, change your underwear, and get ready to go back in the fucking game. That moment always stuck with me. Change your underwear. Oh, I love you, Solomon. And he was right. Now, we did not win that game against John Jay, but a couple years later, my senior year, when I was then the captain of the team with my buddy who I just referenced, the All-American, we played Yorktown lacrosse. Anybody in Westchester probably knows Yorktown. Powerhouse program, particularly amongst the public schools. Kind of the standard. Our high school been playing them for God knows how many decades and never beat them. My senior year, under their lights in a rainstorm. We beat them by 1 goal. And our school still has never done it since. We've never done it before. That was one hell of a night. A little trip down my lacrosse memory lane. I believe we did 500 crunches yesterday. And we've really gotten a lot of great ab work in this week. So we're getting in our normal 100 here during our warm-up. We really have freedom of movement today. And I have a feeling we're going to have a really good cardio session. Because we've been working hard all week. Meaning there's no muscle group right now that I'm like, oh, we definitely need to go work that today. I think we're getting some good band work after the run. Didn't do much upper body yesterday. It's very heavy on lower body and core. At the same time, we're really working everything every day. We'll be honest with ourselves. 10 a.m. we're giving our NFL picks against the spread. We give 5 every week on Allow Me to Be Frank / Frank the Tank Pod. And last year I was at 67%. This year I'm hovering just beneath 60%. Still having a good, decent start to the year. Not good, decent. But I do think as the weeks go on, the board does become a little bit more clean for me. Or clear, I should say. So I actually am just looking at my picks right now. No preview, but I will say that I feel good about the board this week. And not every week I feel good about it. But I feel like this week there are a couple of games that I feel strongly about and a couple of games I feel confidently. I don't have like 2 that I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I'm just submitting my picks to my guy Mike DeFrisco, who helps run stuff on the back end. Shout out to Frisco. There we go. And sends. Okay. Let's do one more set of crunches. Got a good little group of people in here early. Good morning, everyone. We're getting in 200 crunches pre-run. We're going to obviously feel it in our abs as we twist on our run. We're going to feel it in our twists later. And we're really just giving ourselves a strong core to work off of for the rest of our workout. Plus, we've done 25 pull-ups. We're going to get some more of those in too before we run. And then get maybe some band work. Maybe some more yoga. See how we feel. I also like doing these when the gym's wide open. I think any moment a couple guys can come in. So I can just rip this, and then the second I have company, hop on that treadmill, basically run until they leave. 20, 18. Woo! Yeah, the abs are feeling it right now, baby. Got some Momo on it. Let's keep it riding. We're going to go right into a plank with my big lacrosse hoodie. Can't see so much, but look at that straight line. Nothing's on the ground. For beginners, put your knees down. That's fine. Arch your back, stick your butt out, and start by working on the form of the plank before you actually lift up and have all that weight. Hopefully, while you're balanced between your feet and your elbows, hopefully where you're really feeling it is in the abs. Yes, Florida Nightmare. So basketball is my favorite sport. I'm going to do a better job of covering it this year. I've had a little bit of the old man syndrome, but I do think it's fair in that the game has evolved. And for better or worse, there's so much three-point shooting and such a lost art to big man play, to physical play. You know, the refs don't allow it. It's not even the player's fault on that. That it's hard to enjoy as I used to. But it's part of my job now, and I love the NBA no matter what. And the Knicks are my only team in all of sports that I truly care about. As I got older, I realized, I only have enough space in my heart to really care about one team and have them break my heart every year. And that's my Knicks. I did write a full NBA preview for Frank. It's like a 5,000-word essay, and it includes my championship pick. So I'm very excited for the NBA season. There's also some other content creators I might try to do some collabs with. All right. Collabs don't exist without abs. So let's go side plank. Need elbow. Let's go other side. Whenever we're in this high plank, meaning not on our elbows but on our palms, and this is obviously a side one, whenever we're here with our hands, not only are we working our abs, not only are we stretching out our arms and our legs, but also our, especially upper back, our traps, are going to be putting in extra work here to keep your posture perfect. And right now I'm doing my right elbow to right knee. You can just hardly see my right foot go over my hat when I kick it up in the air. This is really working the right side of our torso. Now come across after 10. Shoulders are going to start getting real tired as we keep hammering at the abs to start the workout today. Vinyasana, upward facing dog. Now let's go the other way. And the way I started following the NBA is I lived in Belgium. Yes, the country Belgium. Across the street from a farm in 1995 when I was 6. I was there for 2 years. And it was before cable TV was in Belgium, much less satellite, much less, the internet was hardly a thing. So the only American content I had were NBA on NBC, VHS tapes my granddad would mail us. And the more important one were the VHS NBA entertainment videos, like NBA Guts and Glory, Furious Finishes, Michael Jordan, Come Fly With Me, all those great movies. And the championship movies like Unstoppables. Long story short, I spent 2 years in Belgium as a kid studying NBA history, learning the years of all the champions. And the coolest thing was, just as we were gearing up to move back to America, Jordan came back. And I was young. I was only like 7 years old to 10 years old for that second three-peat. And I was a Knicks fan. I was a diehard Knicks fan. But Jordan provided a rarity in childhood, which was something that you could fully make sense of. You know, when you don't know how the fuck anything works as a kid, and then eventually as an adult, you realize you still don't know. When Michael Jordan played, you knew he was the best player no matter who he was playing with or against. And you knew in the big moments he was going to come through. There's a reason most of us old heads talk about him like he's from another galaxy. It's because he really was. All right, third set of pull-ups. Okay. Let's get a set of air squats in, and then we'll start our cardio. So 20 minutes, we've got a lot of movement early. Great momentum to the workout. To be honest, I'm exhausted. I didn't really sleep last night. And this is what will bring me life, energy, ambition, drive, fortitude, persistence, tenacity, things in my control. First decision is, do I get up and make my bed? The answer to that is yes. The odds of yes being the tone of the day go up exponentially, opposed to if the answer is anything else, not just no, but even I need 5 more minutes, I need 10 more minutes. And then you oversleep a little, you don't have time, you have to rush a little stretch or don't get any exercise at all. Now your day is started with negative momentum. An extra hour of sleep, unless you're truly sleep deprived to the point of it being dangerous, is going to do nothing for you compared to a workout in terms of waking you up, getting your body stimulated, and increasing your energy for the rest of the day. On our tippy toes. Back into our squat. Right knee over left elbow. Sorry, left elbow over right knee. Looking up. Other way. Whew. All right. Quickly doing my balance again. Again, today's a little bit of a tornado, a little bit of a random flow, keeping the body confused, keeping my mind stimulated. When I'm tired, I like doing these so that I have to think. I have to turn my brain on. I can't just go through the motions and be lazy. There you go. Lost my balance. Reset it. The music actually does not help on these balance exercises. I always do much better post-run with no music on my balance, which probably makes sense. Sip of body armor. We're gonna have a big ab day. That's just kind of happening the way things happen. So go for our 200 to 300 crunches. We've already done 2. This will get us to 300. 5. It's 10. 25. All right, 50. 40 left. 30. 20. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, it's on. Okay. Staying on the abs, reverse crunches. Trying to thrust those hips up in the air. Trying to bring your knees to your elbows. When you lower your legs, you're doing it under control. It's not jerky. And your legs are not touching the ground. They're just getting close. And that's going to be where you're going to do the most work, is at the bottom, the slow down to launch up. And then right here, when you're getting your full crunch, you're going to really feel that too, that flex. Great way to chip away at lower tummy fat, an area that really frustrates people. They say whatever, targeted fat loss isn't possible. Sure, but I think the meaning there is if you just did this and nothing else, you're not going to lose fat in that one area. Opposed to if you're doing a full workout, all of these workouts are going to make improvements in all of the areas in which you're working. So I wouldn't get too hung up on some of the crap you'll read online, and instead put faith in the process, the work, and feeling your body change and feeling what exercises work the best for you. Not the easiest, but work the best. And that could be based on previous surgeries, could be based on your body type, could be based on the way you want to build up your strength. But it's not one size fits all. Whenever you see fitness gurus trying to sell their bullshit online with you need to work out my way, otherwise you're not doing it the right way, that's always going to be a huge red flag. Fitness is good. You don't need to besmirch someone else's style if it's not your preferred method. I think it's probably a microcosm for a lot of our problems. So we've done over 300 sit-ups, done reverse crunches. Let's get our 4th set of pull-ups in, do some twists, and then we're going to get on the treadmill. Great high energy start to the workout today. Combination of really working the core and getting the pull-ups, which is also core, plus arms, plus back. Hold on 10. Look it. Throwing a little spinneroonie. Woo! Good set there. Now we're going to grab our two 10-pounders. Look at these hands. Still recovering from the monkey bars in LA. You guys can tell now because it's been like a month. I tried not to bitch too much. I seared a layer of my hands off during that set of pull-ups on the jungle gym bar, which maybe I'll post that later today. Holy shit. Have I paid the piper on that one? I'm in pain every day doing these. But no excuses. Now, having done all those sit-ups, the abs are already feeling it, the planks, the extended plank elbow to knee, opposite elbow to knee, all that work coming to a head as we hit these 10-pound twists with our feet together before we get on the treadmill. You can even hear me much more out of breath today than usual. I think it also is just the lack of sleep. I'm really fried right now, but no excuses. 1, 2, start counting when you're tired. 4. It's not every exercise, but with twists, I always prescribe to the Muhammad Ali method of ain't start counting until I'm in pain. And twist, there's a certain point where your biceps, your upper back, especially in your abs, start to tell you, oh, fuck you, motherfucker, this hurts. That's when I start counting. There we go, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 43, 41, 40, 49, 8, 6, 1, 30, 29, 8, 7, 26, 5. I think most doctors would tell you 25 minutes of cardio a day is fantastic. That's a really good way to maintain above average health. 25 minutes, particularly if it's cardiovascular related or if you're lifting weights, moving quickly enough between sets. The reason I point that out is we're still in our warm up here and we're at minute 33. So, like I've told you before, I like to think of the warm-up as its own workout, the cardio as its own workout, and then the lift/yoga, whatever we do post-run, as its own workout. And when we get up to 2 hours, there's normally kind of a fourth one in there. But we're getting 3 to 4 full workouts in one session. Do that 7 days a week, and you start to sound like one of those asshole influencers that are like, I live 3 days in a day and 21 days in a week. So, yeah, we're not doing that. It's more we're just getting 2-3x workouts via efficiency and stamina. So we're going for 500 sit-ups now, 500 crunches pre-run, which would be a new record. We haven't done that before. If the gym remains empty, I will be running and singing. If anyone has any song requests, wide open. Also, if you think I'm a fucking terrible sticker, please speak up. All right, 50 more. $40 left. $30 left. Oh, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. It's 500 motherfucking crunches. I think it's probably fair to no longer consider this just a warm up. We are working to get to that treadmill. Add in some more reverse crunches as today organically just turned into a crazy ab day. Yeah, my boxers are kind of aqua teal. No problem with that. Elbow to knee, under control. Woo! Great start. Let me go pee before I run. Layla, you got me on my knees, Layla. Please, Layla. All right, we got our 40-pound band. Before last thing, I swear, I know it's like the row-back question from Big Cat. Last question. We're going to step right through the middle. Start with your regular curl. Palm faces the ceiling at the flex point. Hammer curl, palms facing parallel to one another at the flex point, and reverse, palms facing the ground at the flex point. So again, ceiling, parallel, down at the ground. Working your entire biceps package, along with extra work on that reverse curl for your forearm grip, which will help when you try to come in and do something like 3-4 early quick sets of pull-ups as part of your, quote, psychotic warm-up. All right, we're more than warm. I'm going to do, for beginners out there, this is how we start twists. 4, 5, 6, 7. So good for your stomach, for your digestive system, for burning fat, for making your abs start to slowly, bit by bit, come out. And yes, you have abs. They're just covered up right now. So you just got to chip away at it like a sculptor in the Renaissance era would chip away at a big block of marble. By the time they were done with their craft, you'd have a beautiful, detailed, muscular human. If that's what you want, it's yours to take. Are you going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger if you do it correctly and naturally? No. And that's okay. But the goal isn't to look like other people or to feel like other people. The goal is to look and feel like the best version of yourself. And that's what always needs to be the barometer, is what is in your control versus what you act on. And the less room there is between those two things, the higher your success rate and happiness rate will soar. Now I'm doing these sitting down. This is a really nice way to avoid twisting your knees when you're doing the twists on your feet. It's a good way to avoid overly using your hips. And it shows how far you can twist when the lower half of your body's entirely stagnant, meaning how much twist you can get, how much torque you can get just from your upper body. I'd imagine pro golfers, baseball players, I wonder if most of all boxers, UFC fighters have probably the best exercises for this and probably the most aggressive speed and power. In fact, one that somebody suggested the other day that I've never done on screen is simply, again, killing our abs here. Taking a weight and just going side to side. So I got a 10-pound plate and I'm just moving it in a nice circular path from one hip side to the other hip side without touching the ground. So it's one you guys haven't really seen me do, but a good example of how you don't need to do exactly what I'm doing. There's a million different exercises. If you try different stuff, you're bound to find something you like. Ooh, this is good. That burned. Weighted sit-ups, what? Fuck, now we're gonna have to just go for 500. This 10-pound plate suddenly feels like a house. 80 left. Come on, suck it up, Jags. Don't be soft. Don't be soft. 50 left. Ab day from hell. From hell. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo! Atta boy, atta boy. Be a monster. Be a monster. Don't be normal. Be different. Just 10 more air squats. I know. We're supposed to be running already. Guess what? We've got an incredible 40-minute ab workout. Which we will feel on this run. So I want to get a little bit of blood flow right into the legs and the calves. Can't believe we've already done 500 crunches. That's wild. Let's turn it into an all-timer. I can feel it. Might not be the longest workout, but we've done some crazy shit already. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got some viewers. Good morning. That's right, goddamn Jets. Hen Hud Lacrosse. We used to have shirts that would say, "Why not us?" And even at my young age, I was probably 15, I was a sophomore. They brought me up to varsity. I wasn't very good. That's not a brag. The team didn't have a lot of players, but we were good. Whenever I would see that "Why not us?" I used to love sarcastically listing out the reasons. Meaning, everyone's high at the games, things like that. Okay. Of course, that's just a joke. Just a joke. Hey, does anybody out there know Jags Seahawks this week? Is that in London? For some reason, I feel like Frank told me it was in London. Good morning, Ethan. Yankees really fucked us, by the way. Because if they won that series and they came to New York for it, we were in prime position to get a walk with A-Rod. We'll talk about it on the pod because of the goddamn motherfucking Yankees. The A-Rod walk is officially on freeze, on pause. You'll also notice on the back of my hoodie, it says Coach, because I've coached lacrosse. Shout out to Wave Lacrosse, Troy Lepore, Joey Veriano, Craig Rodriguez, Robbie Bosco, all the boys I played with, Jordan Hirsch, that went on to coach with. I coached everything from middle school up to high school, not like a high school team, but in the summers. And I gotta tell you, nothing more rewarding than coaching, which is part of why I love doing the fitness stuff, part of why the Frank Walk stuff is so in my wheelhouse. I just love it. I love the challenge of being consistent. And the thing about being a great coach is having the ability to wear many faces. Game of Thrones, you call a coach the many-faced god, or the god of death, because you have to be able to connect with people. You have to be able to command and earn respect without asking for it directly, without demanding it directly. Once you build trust, once you earn respect, then you can actually use whatever sport you're coaching to teach a young person so many lessons about life without ever mentioning life. That's the beauty of sports. You learn so much about yourself, how to work with others, how to deal with others, chain of command, unfair discrepancies for different players based on maybe who dad is, who mom is, their last name is, what they look like, whatever the case is. Who's most popular in school, might be the captain, might be a shit leader. But what are you going to do as a kid? Do the natural thing? Just bitch and complain and show up? Go through the motions and do what the shitty captain says? Or do you show up to practice like a gentle warrior, silent assassin? That then knock the fucking piss out of the Fugazi captain and take it. A lot of people have C's on their chest that aren't the actual leader. Titles don't matter, actions matter. Projections don't matter, results matter. The only thing that absolutely guarantees results are action and inaction. Every action will cause a reaction. Every inaction will cause precisely nothing at best, and more likely regression in aggregate. Come on. Who's going to carry the boats? Who's carrying the boats today? I don't think it's Frankie. I don't think it's going to be Frankie. Get your ass up, Jenks. Get your ass up. Every day's a blessing, motherfucker. Don't be soft. No one gives a fuck how you feel. So just go make shit happen. Keep twisting, motherfucker. Keep those abs engaged. Keep those obliques engaged. Then over 500 crunches. Slew of reverse crunches. Twists. Pull-ups. Air squats. Planks. Side planks. Knee to elbow planks. Knee to opposite elbow planks. We're not fucking around. Come with intensity. I mean that every which way. Come on, Jakes. Come on, Jakes. You think you're shit? You ain't shit. Let's go. Nobody gives a fuck about above average. No one cares about really good. A star is an explosion that happens so far away. It's just the light projecting of something incredibly powerful that once existed, but became so hot, so aggressive, it implodes. And only then does
life from a far distance, finally recognized its beauty. And that's why, if you live your life for the moment at the finish line, you're gonna look back and regret all the years you were running toward it and all the great things that happened along the way. You need passion for the process. You need satisfaction from the fight. The outcome should be continuous. It should not be surpassable. It can't be, because then you have reason to stop. When the mission is the journey, stopping is the last fucking thing you would ever consider. You just got to make that deal with yourself. So Kobe Bryant said, you don't need to be an NBA superstar to make the deal. But you look in that fucking mirror and you ask yourself, what do you want from you? Forget about everybody else. Nobody else cares. No one else is going to help. You're on this rock alone, whether you want to believe it or not. So what are you going to do? You want to improve some shit? Great. Make some concessions. If you don't want shit. Because if you wanted it, you take it. This country got soft. People got soft. Nobody can handle the idea of someone disagreeing with them anymore. It used to be a country where we celebrated being intellectuals. We challenged each other to critically think. It was a sign of intelligence to hear new information, process it, and be able to expand your horizon of thought, rather than basically ignore what the other person's saying while you calculate how you're going to get a gotcha. Lazy! Same thing with this. Bullshit. Stuff they sell online. Get a six-pack in 6 weeks with 6 minutes of exercise. Horse shit. You don't need to do cardio. Horse shit. You have to eat exactly X amount of calories at X amount of minutes after you do X amount of lifting. Horse shit. Don't ever let them do to you with exercise what they did with things like the legal system, which is technically still use the English language, but write all the rules in such a confusing, convoluted, run-on sentence, ridiculous way that it feels exclusive, and you got to pay for it to understand it. That is not how exercise goes. So don't let these assholes trick you. Don't overthink it. Stretch, walk. Stretch, walk. That's the starting point. You eat like shit, eat a little better. Cold turkey's tough. You gotta just go chip, 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 chip away. Again, not rocket science. You don't need to write down your calories. You don't need to make your life some sort of a self-imprisonment. You just gotta make that deal with yourself. I'm actually gonna follow through. And not with a 30-day cleanse, but with a new lifestyle. Sustainable, enjoyable, empowered lifestyle. So when people ask, what's Frank's goal? I tell them, and I tell Frank, the goal's already reached. The goal is to completely change Frank's lifestyle and make him significantly more healthy. We're still early in the process. He's only been doing this for 2 years out of his 49 years on the planet. So imagine him in 10 years, you know? He's hardly scratched the surface on what he can do in improving his diet. He was doing a wild, like TJ from the Yak, did a fantastic job with diet on top of exercise. When we saw him melt like a snowman, looks incredible. But Frank had even an ounce of that discipline on the diet. Or I should say, when he builds up that discipline, it's going to melt off even more. But again, the goal is not to walk 500 days in a row or 1,000 in a row. The goal is, again, accomplished in that Frank walks, no pun intended. That's never going to end. He's hardwired for it now. Never have to motivate him or harass him. He's on. And the big compound is he's actually trying that diet. Is he winning the fight? No, he's not quite winning it yet. For the first time, he's in the fight. I think a lot of people that fall into poor health, they underestimate their ability to get back in the fight. And those early walks with Frank, my Lord, it was hard, man. You have to sit down, you have to take taxis, Ubers home. But God bless him. He's tough. I know he'll complain about a lot of bullshit. But deep down, Frank's been through so much shit. He might throw his hissy fits, but there's a profound poet warrior inside of him. And I'm going to make sure the world sees as much of that part of Frank as I possibly can for as long as I can. I blacked out on this run. I've been yelling crazy shit at you guys. Don't even know what's going on in the chat. But good news is we're almost to 2 miles. Got Waco Barstool coming up. Got Frank the Tank God coming up. Got the Unnamed Show coming up. All right, we finish with Aerosmith. One of my first favorite songs I had burned on the CD. And from one of my favorite movies, Armageddon. Here we go. Jump the cue. Jump the cue. Here we go. I could stay awake just to hear you breathe out. Watch you smile while you are sleeping, while you're far away and dreaming. I could spend my life in this sweet surrender. I could stay lost in this moment forever. Every moment spent with you is a moment of treasure. Whew, it's a hard song. I don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you, baby. And I don't wanna miss a day. Dear. Ah. All right, crossing 2 miles. Gonna get to our uphill march. Line close to you. Feeling your heart beating, and I'm wondering what you're dreaming, wondering if it's me you're seeing, and then I kiss your eyes And thank God we're together. I just want to stay with you in this moment forever, forever and ever. All right, we're on our 15 incline, Maurice grip. What's up, Debbie? Appreciate the support. Yeah, I gotta start bringing a little more juice to the streams. Get you guys fired up. Get you woken up. As Frank's producer and also having Mikey Betts, there's a lot of explosiveness all day. And I need to be a little bit of the calm it down, see the field, see the play after the next play. Because my guys are just fucking wild lunatics. It's like I got two Marshawn Lynches on my team. So I got to be a bit of a game manager and set up the big plays. But don't ever underestimate the fire that burns inside of me. I also wish there was like in the show The Office, the way they're documenting everything. I wish someone had been doing that for me and Frank all this time. Wish fans could see all the arguments and battles. More importantly, all the laughs. I don't think I record those enough. Need to record more of them. All right. We're moving and grooving, styling and profiling, hustling and bustling. For these next 4 minutes, we're twisting, we're driving uphill. You may have heard recently on macrodosing, Arian Foster was referring to how NFL running backs, obviously himself especially, would use hill work to improve the elevation in their knees when they were sprinting, when they were running, to be able to drive more power, to drive more speed. Now, obviously, someone like Mr. Foster, I remember Tiki Barber said this on Frank Walks. They're doing more of like a 10 incline and a 10 speed. And that's what's humbling. And that's where, if you're out of shape, don't be hard on yourself. Push yourself. Get started. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. Don't think about yesterday. Don't think about how you feel right now. Think about what's next. Think about the possibilities if you just get started. Because if you don't get started, there's no possibility. You're not living. You're dying. Get up off the mat and move. Get a breakup? Get up. Someone died? Get up. Lost your job? Get up. Move. People always say your biggest enemy is yourself. Sure. You know what's even stronger, even more true? The greatest champion you will ever have is yourself. Own that. Seize the fucking moment. Stop blaming everything on everybody else. One minute, 10 seconds, motherfuckers. Don't take your blessings for granted, man. If you got 10 healthy toes and a couple feet with ankles and knees and shins and quads and hips, the whole works. The whole works in Mother Nature. And you take that for granted. When there are people who would give anything to be able to walk uphill on a treadmill. And you don't want to walk? Take the elevator, take the Uber, take the elevator, take the Uber, take the elevator, plop your ass down, hardly get up, plop your ass down, hardly get up. That's dying, that's not living. You don't have an excuse. You just don't. If you have your health, you make the time. I see guys on the sidewalk all the time, women on the sidewalk all the time, getting in a great cardio walk, pushing a stroller, 2 babies and a fucking pet dog. Shout out to all those mothers especially. Badasses. Badasses. No excuses. Keeping everybody alive, but making sure, as my best friend Ryan would say, always keep your 4 walls, James. Always keep your 4 walls. A certain space around you. Your aura, your energy. You make it a wall that no one can break through. They can pound on it, they can irritate it. Make this strong enough, no one can get in. No one can get in. All right, we're over time. I blacked out on the treadmill. Apologies. Probably some good clips in there. Maybe I can pull one. I think I was yelling about exploding stars at one point. Don't know if anything I said was astronomically accurate. So put a big asterisk on that. But the spirit was there. Anytime I get a DM from someone, and I swear I'm not making it up, I get DMs from people. Not every day, not nonstop. I'm not a big celebrity, obviously. But Frank is a big enough celebrity. And he's helped expand in Barstool and Dave and Big Head, Stu, all these guys. Helped expand my reach enough where I used to be in sales. I used to work in startups. I used to chase equity. I used to chase bonus checks. I used to catch a lot of them too. Made good money, closed big deals. Felt like hot shit. Making a fraction of what I made monetarily. Any DM, any tweet, any post I get where somebody says that Frank walks or my live streams have motivated them. Sometimes they're very funny, self-deprecating messages with a little touch of humor. Sometimes they're right from the heart. Sometimes it's somebody that's decided to go to rehab. So many different versions. It's the most rewarding thing I've ever experienced. And that's why I'm going to start taking the gloves off a little bit in terms of expressing how I feel about taking care of yourself. It also ties very personally for me to some of my best friends from childhood I lost to drugs. Frank was even there for one of them. He took me to the hospital and sat in the lobby while me and Ryan were at our friend's deathbed. And my dad's currently battling dementia, which is very hard. And it's not about vanity. It's not about muscles. I don't even date, much less get laid. It's not about girls. Nobody gives a fuck about how you look. It's about how you feel. And it's about having the discipline to take care of yourself Even when it feels like the easier thing to do is just crawl up in a ball. You have to have that toughness. You have to persevere in this world, because you're going to get so much bullshit that you don't deserve, you didn't ask for. And you have to focus on the blessings that you don't deserve and you didn't ask for. Like having my feet attached to my legs, attached to my hips, attached to my torso, being able to run until I have a cramp, until I'm tired. That's a blessing, man. That's why I don't take this shit lightly. Let's wash it down. That was like my last dance. Was it episode 7 finish? Jordan just basically starts making himself cry thinking about his competitiveness. You gotta take it personally, man. You wanna follow through on something? Make it fucking personal. Those are the things you follow through on. Make it fucking personal. Same thing I used to say with sales. I think Michael Scott was right. When you're a salesman, your mindset's gotta be nothing's more personal than business. You pour your fucking heart. Depending on the personality you're working with, you pour your heart into everything you fucking do. Otherwise, you're just another fucking sheep in a world oversaturated with them. All right, we're at 500 sit-ups, feeling good after the run. What up, Debbie? Appreciate the love. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Oh, good God, more people joined. I wonder. Okay, cool. Jets are in London. Thank you for that. Debbie, the pod is at 10 a.m. or Ethan, 10 a.m. Eastern. So yeah, maybe 1,000 or so people heard me say some of that crazy shit. But it's not really crazy. I stand by every fucking word. Cat cows. Right after our uphill march, we're coming into donkey kicks, getting that glute fired right back up. These are great for functional strength, for flexibility, for your lower back. And it'll build up your ass muscle, your glutes. But when you combine it with the fire hydrants I'm doing right now, which Frank helped me realize must be named after dogs pissing. I somehow hadn't picked up on that. To 5 forward circular. I wasn't doing these earlier. To 5 backward. You're getting a great burn across the entire left side of your core, along with the ass. Totally lost count. Did extra. Other side. Overdid that one too. Fire hydrants. Holy shit, how long have I been working out for? Oh my God, it's almost been 1 hour and 20 minutes. That's wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, for all you sports fans, if any of your players, outside of injury, of course, maybe mental illness, depression, deaths in the family, that sort of thing, outside of something really legitimate, any professional athlete that comes into season out of shape should be ashamed of themselves. And with the amount of money they make, you don't need to be like Frank and act like a total maniac, but it's okay to hold them a little bit accountable. Because let me tell you something. I work long hours. Even when I leave the office, the day is never over. You guys can just look at my Twitter feed and see. I normally am posting till about 9 or 10 and then try to take an hour to decompress and then go to bed. Wake up and I'm posting again by 5 a.m. My point being, if little old me in a basic apartment building with a basic gym can work out every day as hard as I do. What the fuck are the pros doing? I mean, come on, man. Out of shape. It's a disgrace. These are adults in their 20s and 30s. They're paid millions of dollars. They get a couple months off. They treat, not, the majority of them, this is the minority of them that are out of shape. They treat their summer break like they're in fucking middle school. They're like eating cheeseburgers and having s'mores by the fire and drinking Kool-Aid and maybe some booze at night, smoking the fucking gravity bong. I mean, what are we doing? Can you imagine being a pro athlete and just completely neglecting on your responsibility to your boss and setting yourself up to disappoint generations, dads and sons and mothers and daughters and grandmothers and daughters and fathers of families that love the team that you, my friend, are simply a placeholder for. Nobody beats Father Time except for the franchises themselves. I lost count, but we're probably up towards 600. Let's do one more cat-cow. All right, so we got 5 solid pull-up sets before cardio today, along with some twists and all the other yoga, leg, and crazy ab stuff we've been doing. So let's do another set of pull-ups here on the back end of our workout as we're tired. Hold on 10, legs out. Look at that little ball up in the air and back. Woo! All right, wake up bar stools in 28 minutes. I got it like 99%. I asked one of Dave's producers if unnamed was 10:30 or 11:30 day, and he thought 11:30. So bottom line, I think it'll be between Wake Up Barstool and the unnamed show, or if for whatever reason the unnamed show's right after Wake Up Barstool, we'll be right after the unnamed show. But keep your eye out for the Frank the Tank pod, most likely 10:30 a.m. Eastern this morning. NFL picks, Devils preview with the season opener. The stress has already begun. Pray for me and Mikey. Actually, don't waste your prayers. It's like praying for those that have, well, I won't go there. And we're also going to give you an update on Frank Walk's Guests, new episode dropping this week, as well as some other fun surprises. If you like Frank the Tank content, and specifically if you enjoy Frank the Tank and Mikey Beats getting into it, I would tune in today. All right, this hurts. We'll start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Now let's speed it up. 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 70, 20, 19, 8, 7, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold. Woo-wee. That was a good set. Now holding in the reverse curl. First body armor down. Second body armor commence. Proof is in the pudding, baby. You guys know I'm not fucking around. I wouldn't be chugging that shit if it didn't actually hydrate me. Work out for 2 hours every morning, then walk 7 miles every day, and I'm under a constant threat of explosive yelling at any moment. You must be hydrated. Choose better. Choose body armor. So we're definitely heading into record-breaking territory, or close to. I think we did hit 1,000 crunches one day. Right now we're getting up into that between 600, 700. By the end of this rep, we'll be over 700 sit-ups, crunches, at which point we will call it. We will get into a plank. We will hold said plank for a little bit, and then we're going to close the live stream, get ready for Wake Up Barstool, get ready for all the shows today. But I woke up exhausted. I woke up in a I don't feel like it mood. I woke up with 20 good excuses to just take the day off. But I didn't. And now I'm ending up with one of my best ab workouts, period. And I feel completely rejuvenated. These workouts, when you don't feel like it, just like just about every hard thing you're ever going to do in life, always feel the best. Always reap the biggest ROI, return on investment, particularly for your mentals. And every single time you go counterintuitive to your instinct and you suck it up and you get the workout in when you don't feel like it, every time you do that, I swear to God, you make it a little bit easier for the next time. Your brain gets stronger. Your willpower becomes even greater. And the long war of you versus you goes from 1,000 battles to complete and utter domination. Understand this. Understand that you control more than you want to admit. Extreme ownership, extreme action are the only ways toward extreme results. Have a great Thursday. Enjoy all the content. I love you guys very much. And of course, don't take no shit off of nobody. Go Devils, go Devils, go Devils, go Devils. Whew.